All right, we're here with the California kid, former WEC featherweight champ, current, I believe, UFC bantamweight, and also a Hall of Famer, of course. What's up, California kid? How are you?
Chilling, man. How are you guys?
Good, good. I see you got the normal alpha male dress up, no shirt going on.
Yeah, we got the baby out here. She's living the good life too.
That's little Cali, right?
Yeah, little Cali
1 year old, I think. I saw that on social
just
media.
turned 1 in March. Yeah,
How's your life
yeah.
changed since having a kid, Uriah?
You know, it seems like she's always been here, but just a little bit more focused on priorities and a little bit bigger sense of purpose, I guess you would say. So it's all
Right.
been good, man.
Has it cut down on your life of being a jet-setting businessman, I guess?
Um, like I said, from the business standpoint, it reminds you of the things that are actually important. So it actually helps sharpen that side. But as far as being on the road as much, absolutely, I do a lot less of that.
Right. And now that we're going through this pandemic, coronavirus, how does that affect you and your family, first of all? I know you got your pops, who I think also just had a birthday, and you have a whole gym and a whole kind of like big crew that you guys always roll deep together. Now there's all the separation.
Yeah, it's been kind of strange to be honest. And we've been doing our part as far as sticking to the guidelines and making sure that we try to slow the spread of everything. So gym shut down. Guys are doing their own kind of workouts, road workouts out in the parks when it's a nice day, and a couple guys will go into the gym like a one or two people at a time, sometimes three people at a time. But it's different, man. It's super strange, and all these Zoom meetings for business, and I got to be honest. So I've been enjoying the time with the baby, and staying here at the house has been kind of nice, even though I'm just a mile and a half from the gym. But some forced you know full entrenchment in the dad life has been fun for me.
You're always a social media force. You're a big name in Sacramento, hell, California for that matter. What do you say to these young kids that still kind of connect with you? You know what I mean? Because even though you're 40, live that young hip lifestyle, taking this serious, the ones that are maybe going out when they should be. What kind of a message would you give them?
Well, to be honest, they'll probably find themselves, which is what the statistics are showing. That people may be carriers not have any kind of effect, and 99.9% of people recover. I'm sure a lot of people have this that don't actually know or haven't tested for it because the ability to test for it or not feeling the need to. But there are a lot of people at risk. I mean, I have friends who have uh, wives that are nurses and doctors, and actually walking through my neighborhood, I had an older man pop his head out and say hello and say that his friend died 2 days prior, which is kind of scary. So um, we care about everyone, not just ourselves, and so that's why we're taking it serious.
Right. I mentioned early, half joking, I guess, but you're not retired. I haven't seen anything that said you're retired from competition. You fought 2 times in 2019. I thought you competed well. I guess the last fight didn't go the way you wanted, but either way, you went out there, you competed, you showed you're still one of the top 35ers in the world. But now that 2020 gives us a chance to reflect, and your kid turned a year old, what do you think? You think Uriah Faber is going to compete in 2020 at some point?
Yeah, I'm definitely not against it, especially with all this stuff going on. I feel like, uh, business and real estate and everything. I won't put her naked in there. And everything that you would think of that is stuff you've been working for, it could change tremendously. So just say hi to everyone real quick. Say hi, Callie. Say hi.
She's looking at
She's out here in her little pool. But so you don't know what the future looks like. I mean, this could be a Cinderella Man type of scenario where uh, you know people need to fight to put food on the table and things could swing. I've been a guy that's been fairly intelligent about funding retirement and making decent investments, but you have no idea what the landscape's going to look like. And for people that have jobs or are able-bodied and have a means to make a living, it might be a super valuable thing to be able to go out there and compete. And it's a lot of fun for me, to be honest. That's always why I've done it. It's a challenge for myself. I still do challenges, physically for myself. But it's a really fun thing for me. It's something that I'm still so passionate about, and I've spent a lot of time getting good at. So I wouldn't count it out. That's for sure. I know they've offered me a bunch of different fights already, for fights that probably would have been canceled now, and with the coronavirus and everything. But there's some dates out there that sound interesting, and some possible opponents. So I'm not ruling it out. Absolutely. And I
Can
did
you
feel like
share any of those fights that they threw your way that you obviously either declined or just went away because of coronavirus?
I had heard, through my manager, they had thrown out some names and possible dates, but one was Pedro Munoz. He had called us out, and
That's a solid name.
yeah, Pedro's. Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, he's tough. I think there's I can't remember the other names, but Frankie's in the mix. Obviously, we fought before, but that was another name that people floated, but nothing concrete. I know there's some fights in San Francisco coming up that might be a target, but like I said, for me, I really have to be taking it serious, and I honestly haven't been training like I would want to if I were going to take a fight, especially at my age. You got to train like it's Rocky Balboa, getting up early and drinking the raw eggs and all that kind of stuff. And I haven't been at that mode, so I'll definitely get into that mode if I decide that I'm going to take a fight. But I'm definitely not ruling out, especially with all the indecisiveness with what's going on in the world right now. It's I feel fortunate to be able to go out and do something that I've focused my time and attention on for most of my life to be one of the best at. So it's opportunity could knock.
Goes, what do you have for the California kid?
Uriah, what are some of those scenarios that have to happen to get to fight? Does it come down to time, location, preparation, money? Do any of those stick out more because of the situation we're all in right now?
For me, it's just preparation. I have I'm probably in a decent position compared to some people out there. I know even coaches on my team and fighters on my team that haven't been in this game for 20 years and are need that next check right now and are trying to figure out how they're going to survive. That's a scary thing. So it's not for money per se, although that's a big part of this thing. But I'd have to be absolutely prepared. I mean, it's rare that I'll go into something in any realm unprepared, and it's never a good result when you do. So it's kind of switching a mindset for me and saying, okay, now I'm gonna get ready to compete. There's a lot of tough dudes out there, and a lot of guys that know how to work hard, and a lot of guys that are skilled. But the combination of all those together is the thing that I bring to the table.
What about in the movie world? I know you just wrapped up in the movie not too long ago. Has the movie industry kind of slowed down in the same way that mixed martial arts have? Are there any roles that you have currently that have been pushed back or anything in the pipeline?
I have an awesome project in the pipeline called the Manly Art of the KO, and we just got some great talent attached to that. And it's my kind of movie, and so I don't know if I'll be in it per se. I definitely won't be a lead character in it because unfortunately I don't command a bunch of money in the entertainment world. But we're just about to launch our movie April 14th, Green Rush, which is going to be available for everyone sitting at home. It's like a slow burn action flick with some good little twists in it. That'll be distributed through Lionsgate. They're our partner on that thing, and so we're getting our first feature film out there to the world, and then going to keep hammering them out after that. I'm excited for that world, and I don't think that that's something that's going to slow down per se. it's not like the fight world. Like the fight world is still at the infant stages as far as like the structure of things. There's not unions and base pays and you know like the NFL or the NBA pensions for guys that have been there a long time. So there's a real pathway in the entertainment industry where things are kind of set out and structured. So I like that world. It's fun. I mean, it can't put food on the table right now, but it's definitely a long-term goal to do a lot more of that. And we have quite a few projects in the works that are exciting.
You wear a lot of hats, Uriah. If I saw you broadcasting, if I saw you in a movie, it wouldn't be weird to me. But what about pro wrestling? Has anybody ever approached you about pro wrestling? And is it something you would ever do?
I mean, if it sounds like fun and they're paying the bills, I would be willing to do that. I had pitched an idea a long time ago of doing a tag team, a 3-man team, and like having a lawyer that was part of the team, where it was me and Chad Mendes and I don't know, maybe I think it was Lance Palmer that I was pitching at the time, where we were like a 3 and we had done some sort of legal action to make sure that because of our weight that we could compete as 1 against the bigger guys, and like this whole conflict. But I never really pursued that. It was just a concept that sounded like fun. And it's not really something that I'm pursuing in any way, shape, or form. But, you never say never.
All right. So just a couple questions here to wrap up, Uriah. First of all, when am I going to see one of these MMA bobbleheads with you?
Is there not a bobblehead of mine? I have no idea. I don't have all my paraphernalia stuff.
This one's been around for a couple years. It's a friend of ours, actually. I'm gonna be transparent here, but he's done some cool ones. This one's Jorge Masvidal.
Jorge, there he is.
So he's doing the knee that caught obviously Ben Askren. I brought your name up to him because they recently released Misha Tate and a few others, and I thought when he was telling me who are some of the fighters out there that obviously you have to have a name, popularity, collectors, and the fact that you have all those accolades and titles. I threw out your name. He goes, "Wow, I'd love to be Uriah Faber, one of these models."
Well, who's in charge? Is that, you guys know who runs that thing?
Yeah, we know the guy that runs it. His name's Dave Manley from MMA Bobblehead.
Yeah, I don't know if I have one of those. Maybe I have one, maybe I don't. I know I've seen a bunch of little caricatures, but I think they're probably UFC owned projects.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'll tell you what. If they want to make one, I'll sponsor your show with one on me. I'll just send you a check for however much those things cost.
Awesome. Hey, last thing, Henry Cejudo. What do you think of this guy? I know, like, for example, you and McGregor kind of butted heads a lot, but in the end, you guys laugh off a lot of stuff. You guys support each other on social media. What's your relationship with Cejudo, and what do you think of his game? The cringe game, and he calls out some of the veterans. He calls out some of the younger guys. He's just mixing it up, causing trouble, causing havoc. But he's gotten more popular. What are your thoughts on that guy?
I like Henry. I've known Henry for a long time. I really respect what he's done in the wrestling world, and I respect what he's done in the fight world. It's pretty incredible, actually. So, I would never roll out a fight with him by any shape or form because he's the champ, double champ. And, I mean, I like that he's brought some attention to the 125-pound weight class. I kind of wish he would have stuck around and helped, rebuild that weight class because I love that weight class. There's a lot of friends and people that I respect in that weight class. But, Henry's taking a little bit. He's what everybody should do. And taking a little bit of what's real about him and just blowing it up a bit. I think the Diaz brothers are real. That's why people love them. You know what you're going to get. And they ham it up a little bit. They step it up a notch. Nate's a pretty calculated guy. And Nick too, man. Those guys know what they're doing. Connor also, he's real. That's really how he is. He just steps it up a notch and lays it on. So Henry really is a little cringy. I mean, I'll be honest. He says some stuff that is a little goofy, but at the end of the day, he's one of the best athletes out there and one of the best martial artists and one of the best wrestlers in the world, period. So nothing but respect there. And keep doing your thing, Henry. He's just, you know, trying to stay into relevancy and making a buck and having fun. I'm sure he's having a good time, man. World champ.
Hey, real quick, does he beat Aldo or no?
Does he beat Aldo?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Chad Mendes, I would say, is a similar type of caliber wrestler as Henry Cejudo, as far as and even more explosive and strong. So I think Aldo's really good at avoiding takedowns. So I think it's going to come down to a stand-up battle, and I think Aldo's the better stand-up guy for sure. I think Henry Cejudo has a little bit more like momentum and confidence built up because he hasn't taken those big L's like Aldo has throughout the years, and he's a little bit younger. So I still think probably Aldo would have a little edge on him.
Right on. Hey, it's great catching up with you, man. Thanks a lot for the time, as always. Hope for the best, for things to get back to normalcy, with your life. And I hope you, your family, your friends, everyone is safe out there during these hard times.
All right, guys. Thanks for thinking of me. I hope you guys are doing well. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Back
Right,
out to Vegas.
Thanks, man. See ya.
You got it, bro. Yeah.
All right, later.